So there is so much of work going on in Telangana at the moment, and the government has done a lot in infrastructure and real estate. So even when I came yesterday, I came a month ago and again yesterday. Every time you come, you see more construction and more housing coming up. Even this building is brand new. So all buildings coming up, and there is a lot of scope for our elevators and escalators. So what we're going to do is we work with a lot of large private companies as well as small companies. We've got a lot of elevators and escalators in various projects. Housing, we're doing a lot of work. So we're also going to work with the government. We are, one thing which I must mention here is we are one of the world's most innovative companies. Since I mentioned we're the largest elevator escalator company in India, but the pride we have is we're one of the most innovative companies, amongst the top 100 most innovative companies in the world. And as per Forbes, that's 8 times in a row. I'm talking about entire world companies. We are amongst the 100 most innovative, which means in our elevator escalator industry, we are the only ones. So we do invest a lot in innovation, and we work with the customers. So why we set up offices like these across India is because we want the customers to come here, talk to our teams, and tell us what innovation they're looking for in the future. So we've been the first ones to launch a lot of products which have now become industry standards, be it gearless or other things. We've also launched the DX elevator, which you will see. It's the first digitally connected elevator in the world. Okay, so in India we launched it last year, and we just done a few sales, pilot sales. Now we are going full on to sell the product, and I can see that a lot of high-end buildings will require this, as well as other buildings, because this has got 24/7 connected services built in, which means the product can be monitored elsewhere. So the 24/7 connected services, what is that? Is that we can monitor all our elevators sitting in one place, all digitally connected elevators. And even before anything happens or any failure is about to happen, the elevator will tell the machine that, look, come and fix me. So what's the worst thing which a person can have is stuck in a box, right? In this case, it won't happen because we have got these digitally connected elevators. Then you've got light, sound, music. You should see that. You can just do it on the phone. So all that technology, you can bring the elevator, operate it through a phone as well. So all these are built into the first digitally connected elevators, and this is one of the first experience centers in India. We've got in Chennai, we've got other places also, but here. So we want the customers to see it. Coming to housing, we've got the high end. We've got some of the I'd say the fastest elevators in India are Kone. Of course, in Mumbai, you would like that in Hyderabad as well, and I'm sure with such big builders in Hyderabad and beautiful buildings, you will have that as well. Fastest elevator, the tall buildings are coming up. Get into affordable housing. So affordable housing is a big project. What we would ask here is there has to be a minimum standard of anything, whether it's affordable housing or elevators and escalators, and that I think the government is already following. But from an elevator perspective, I would recommend that we should have a lift act, which is an act which is there centrally, and the government should say, okay, every state, I think 10 governments are right now following it, other governments are not. They should say that this is the minimum standard I need in an elevator. I'll talk from elevator perspective. There are other acts which are there. It's like when you go and drive a car, they're saying this is the standard, BS standard you have to meet for not polluting the environment. Same thing, they should say that for safety of Indian people, this is a minimum standard of lift you should have. And that discussion we're going to have, and a lot of governments are already implemented. So that's the basic background. Very happy to be here, and our team was also very happy. We've got we're employing at the moment, I was just talking to our team here, about 500 people in Telangana alone, which is, we're creating, and we want to create more jobs and expand. So that also we're going to do. Yeah, so we were, I think that's the lift act thing. Collapsible doors we don't manufacture because we think they're unsafe. So that's not a part of the lift act. So I think I see a lot of elevators here which are collapsible manual doors. We don't do that anymore. We stopped it. We were the first ones to do it. And I know that sometimes you lose some business, but a lot of those builders are now saying we also don't want collapsible doors. So that is good. So we have, I'd say, one of the best elevator escalator factory in Chennai. Very state of the art, very automated, and we only set it up in 2019. November, and then we were hit by COVID. So that will last us for a few years. But of course, Telangana, the way the government is going and the way the investments are coming in, it's a great destination. Weather is good, people are good, everything is right. So if there is a further scope, we'll see how the real estate in India expands. Then we'll definitely look at Telangana as well. But right now, I think we've only just, in a way, just launched the factory. So 500 is direct and indirect, which means our subcontractors and our direct people. We will keep expanding as we expand. So what happens in our industry is that one is the sales force, then there is a installation force, and then there is a service people. So we do our own service. We don't subcontract service because service is to be very, very good. So we train our people, we hire them, and they do our service. So as the market keeps expanding, we'll keep generating employment. And that's one of our roles also, because we want to do that. I think so I can't say that we're going to have so many people, but if COVID finishes, we are growing right now like we are, and we continue to grow, I think we'll keep growing the manpower. So firstly, and that's why I'm promoting Lift Act, and I'm not promoting it, I'm saying it should be there. There has to be, everywhere else in the world is there, minimum lift standard. Remove the collapsible door, he said, I think those kind of things. But if you have those standards, accidents will, I'm not saying will completely finish, they might still happen, but it will reduce a lot. So that's the first important point that, I think that covers it. But in our case, we are very careful. We just follow, even in states which don't have a Lift Act, our minimum standards are there. And for us, we have a global standard. We can't manufacture anything less than the global standard.